It's endless, but it's also tangible at the same time. And it's just such an incredible time to be getting into it. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I have a camera again. If you're new here, my name is Ash. I'm 27, I'm a cybersecurity enthusiast. And on this channel, we go over all things CTF, cybersecurity, and hacking. On today's video, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna be responding and answering one of your questions. If you like this sort of format, please let me know. I genuinely appreciate any feedback that you have. If I mention any links or you want to skip around, see the description below for timestamps or anything else helpful. All right, let's get started. So a few days ago, Lou left a comment on one of my videos. Would you mind making a short vid about yourself and what your goals/objectives are in cyber? He says that he's currently in his first InfoSec related role. It's not really technical, so he's trying to improve all the technical skills with the view of eventually being able to do bug bounties for a bit of cash on the side where possible. Would be cool to hear your drives, motivation, even if it's just for a bit of fun. So first of all, well done Lou on getting an InfoSec job. Sounds really cool. Even though it might not be that technical like what you're after, I hope that you are sort of figuring out how to pivot through your workplace. Had a little bit of experience with that over the years and it can be quite difficult, so power to you. And thank you very much for asking me for this video. I think it was a cool idea. So to answer your question, my goals and objectives with cyber, I have to tell you a little story. So I've been a teacher for a few years now, but when I first started teaching in IT, I was super nervous. I had done a little bit in business and in web design, not in major technical roles. So I was really nervous when I came into this teaching role. I felt extreme imposter syndrome. I was put on just as a part-time or a casual role, and they had me first off teaching some project management, so it wasn't technical. So in the beginning of my teaching role, I really had to just focus on getting in front of the classroom, trying to, give somewhat of good presentations and lectures. In the classroom, I quickly found that I really enjoyed myself and I really enjoyed interacting with students and trying to help them out. And there's this moment when you help somebody with something and then you see that aha moment where like, oh, like I get it now. And there's this sense of reward that comes with that moment. And I really like that. And I'm trying to do that with YouTube. So in my own spare time, and I still get to do that in my full-time job now. So teaching is sort of this important thing to me. Like I really enjoy teaching. So as I sort of started going through my teaching job over the years and I went from a casual to a part-time to then a full-time employee, I also found where I started off in web design and in project management and more non-technical roles. Over the years, I started going into networking, and that's when I started learning about virtual machines and being able to run multiple instances. And then that led me to learning about Linux and then falling in love with Bash and the terminal, things that I had put off for so long to learn. I've always had Windows machines, so now all of a sudden using Linux and everything, there was this incredible depth of skill and knowledge that used to scare me. Like it used to kind of freak me out, like having to go terminal. Like I'm a visual learner, so like I came from web design. I like the creative aspects. So to sort of lose all of that visual elements or whatever, like it was terrifying to me. And honestly, for a long time, I thought that I couldn't learn Linux. I thought I couldn't learn cyber or even get started with the terminal or anything. So I had a really bad mindset towards learning these different technologies. So what I'm super thankful for is my job is now that I'm in a position where I'm actually getting to teach cyber. I've been teaching basic computing for a while, basic operating systems, some basic level cyber stuff, but now I get to actually teach at a higher level of cyber. So to sort of get back to the original question, my goals and objectives, I have a goal and objective on a professional level to learn. So the more I learn, the better I can serve my students and be better at my job. So that's sort of one element of it. There's also the personal desire to learn. Another story. I don't know if you remember your first gaming PC or the first PC that you had. I would have been in like primary school, so I was little. I had no idea how to put together a computer and how to like build it myself. So I went to like a local computer store. In fact, my parents at the time half owned the store, not the computer store. They were in real estate, but they like had half of the store was a computer shop. So I would sort of go in after school and just sort of, I was always amazed with the different like tech and stuff. We had computers growing up, so like I did play computer games. The first game that I was ever obsessed with was Zoo Tycoon. Man, I could build the best zoos. But then going into the building and the constructing of computers, just something about it fascinated me. I had to learn how it all worked. So getting my first computer built for me was awesome. I can't remember if it was like a year or a couple of years. Eventually I saved up enough money to then put my own computer together. And then going through the process of, you know, sourcing the parts and putting it all together, it was one of the best learning experiences. And I recommend anyone, if you've never built a computer from scratch, you got to at least do it once, I feel like, in our industry. And then from then on out, you know, getting into teaching, getting into like the various businesses that I've had, I've still had this desire just to learn and figure out how things work. So that's sort of the next element, or the next layer, is this desire to just figure out how something works. And I think the industry of cyber is like this beautiful breeding ground for that thinking. And I think trying to tinker and figure things out like goes into the hacker mindset, and the hacker attitude is very much just wanting to learn for the sake of learning. I think where I sort of differ from that attitude is I'm not necessarily wanting to see how I can break things. That's something that's like sort of developing as I get more into it. Like I never really modded video games, for example. That was something that I never felt like I had the technical ability, and I didn't at the time feel like I could go deep enough. So that's something that I'm getting better at as the more technical that I get. Then I would say the next thing, coming into sort of this YouTube channel. This YouTube channel has also been another way for me to sort of express my enjoyment for teaching and learning. The thing about teaching is it's this like symbiotic relationship. The more I try and understand something to learn myself, the better I can teach, and then the better I can teach and explain things, the better that I can learn it myself. So it just sort of goes in this loop. You know, the best learners are teachers and the best teachers are learners. So this YouTube platform, it sort of takes a lot of that creativity that I liked back in the web design world, and the visual elements, like getting to still do thumbnails and graphic design, and then getting to now do video editing. So I still get that sense of managing a project from beginning to end, and I get the creative journey, which is something that's important to me. So it sort of goes into cyber where like I want to build up my confidence. That's a big part of this YouTube channel and learning cyber. Like I've had a extremely like low level of confidence throughout my life and career. Like I can remember when I finished studying web design, my teacher, I got along so well with my teacher. Not long after the course, she reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to go for this job? I can get you into this job." It was a web designer for like a prominent zoo in the area. Not that I'm like a big fan of zoos, but it would have been a really good opportunity. I had so much crippling like self-doubt and high anxiety that I couldn't even like try to go for it, which is such a shame. Like I wish I could go back and tell my younger self, like, it's okay to just try and fail. So I would hold myself back a lot. And over time, the more I put myself out, the sort of more I learned that, man, this really helps me do better at work, or this really helps me be a better friend the more I put myself out. Even like doing this video right now, this is like a terrifying thing, recording in a personal way and then putting this out. So there's something there where, like teaching, sort of learn about yourself the more you put yourself out there. So that's a big part for me of learning cyber and doing this YouTube channel. And then what I would say is sort of another opportunity, which goes, again, this sort of relationship with cyber and the YouTube channel. It's actually something that you mentioned, Lou, about bug bounties. I think that there is a massive opportunity to freelance and to make extra income, like within cyber and within the different fields that we have. Like at first, I did not like web exploitation. I found it terrifying. But as I've sort of learned more, I just go, wow, like it's so rewarding actually learning how websites like send information and how they're constructed. Things that I've used on a surface level in a different industry for so long to actually sort of peer behind the curtain, so to speak, and to see how it's made and how it's constructed, and to figure out how we can actually like manipulate things to do other things. Like it's incredible. But all of that learning that we have and these opportunities out there, we can earn a living from it. There are a lot of programs for bug bounties that I'm learning about where you can earn thousands of dollars. People can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars a year just finding vulnerabilities and submitting them and getting that reward. Not to mention there's opportunities for freelancing, doing penetration testings, or just going and finding a good company that you can work with. Like, I don't have any immediate plans to change careers. I love being in education. I love my team that I work with, but there are great opportunities that I feel like we can do on the side where we can earn more of an income. And I think since the cost of living is rising and like, you know, it's harder for people to get by these days, having these skill sets like we're learning, like we've got, it becomes like a really good asset that we can lean on. The industry of cybersecurity, like it's just getting started. We're still in the infancy in a lot of ways. A lot of people hadn't heard of viruses and ransomware as late, but now it's becoming more and more popular, but it's still so misunderstood. So I feel like we also do have a bit of a responsibility to like general people. I don't know about you, but like any chance I get to explain the importance of like password managers and having some sort of antivirus and basic levels of security, like I feel compelled to tell people, especially like recently we had some family friends who were actually scammed out of their Instagram accounts. And it was such a good topic to go on to Have I Been Pwned, put in their email address and be like, hey, you've actually had your password or your personal information leaked in various leaked databases. And they're like, well, how did you? I'm like, yeah, it's just like a free website. Just chuck in your email or your name, and you know, like it's really easy for us. Like we know about these things, but it's so uncommon to some people. So I think there's another motivation in itself, and I guess it all sort of feeds back into like the channel and teaching. It's that feeling of helping somebody learn something, and that feeling of helping them progress in their journey is really important to me. I remember a student said once, I was doing like a business course at the time, and they said to me, Ash, if I went and started a business and I made millions of dollars, would you be jealous? And I remember so clearly being like, no, why would I be jealous? And I said to the student, I was like, I would be so proud that you had done that, and I wouldn't feel a sense of jealousy or envy because I didn't do the work. Like it's your business, you did the work, so it's, you know, you should get whatever success comes to you, whatever that means to you. And if it's money, then you know you deserve that success. I would feel proud to have been a part of your journey. Sort of one of the best things that we can sort of do in life is just help people on the journey that they're on, because ultimately we're all sort of on our own journeys anyway. So if this channel can sort of help you out in a little bit, if in my teaching career I can help students out a little bit, I don't know, I think that that's one of the important things that we can do in life. Yeah, so to summarize, what drives me and what motivates me to learn cyber is the passion of learning, the love of learning, but the love for teaching for others. And it's all just really cool. Like, honestly, I just find this stuff fascinating. It's endless, but it's also tangible at the same time. And it's just such an incredible time to be getting into it. Yeah, so I hope that answers the question. I feel like I went into way too much detail. I haven't done one of these before, so please tell me what it's like. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up there because otherwise I will probably continue rambling for a very long time. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. I'm happy to do more things like this, just please let me know. Up on the screen, you're gonna see a recommendation to my previous Pico CTF General Skills Part 2. So definitely go check that out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. All right, thanks guys.